You are live.
We are live. We are.
Yeah, welcome to the Cornelia Stephanie Show. I am with my beautiful cohort, Nadine Searle.
Yay! You got it right. Well done.
Yay, well done. I got it. I knew I had to just totally say it a few times in order
Yes.
to remember your last name. And, we got past that point.
Yes.
So
Yes,
it
exactly.
is a wonderful, beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. It is Friday morning, 9 a.m. And where are you, Nadine?
I'm on the south coast of England. It is 5 p.m. Friday. It's not so nice here. It's rather dull, actually, but hey ho, doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to you. It's bright and sunny where we are, isn't it?
That's good. Yeah, yeah. It's wonderful to see you. It's wonderful to be with you. And I'm looking forward to this, continued series of today we are talking about the self-realization and the inner child part 3.
It's our third
So
one.
what I want to do is whenever we share these videos with our audience on social media, that we put the other 2 videos below in the feed. So, me, I'm always coaching on, what's the best way to, because it's a series. It's a series of what you and I are doing. And the other shows that we've done in this series are so powerful. Eventually, what I want us to do, what we're going to do, Nadine, is we're going to take these series and we're going to put it into a course that we're going to, offer in the Cornelia Stephanie Media app that people will be able to contribute the price of a cup of coffee, and they'll be able to have all of them together. But we are now sharing them freely with you here, with the audience here. So, and it's so valuable because, the healing of the inner child, the child, the wounded child that has been crying for our attention all of our lives, that's where the gold is. And once we heal those core wounds, once we heal and pay attention to what the inner child needs, because like we talked about in the first 2 sessions, is that, I want to turn that off. Like we talked about in the first 2 sessions, and that is that we didn't get our needs met as children.
Yes, that was the thing, isn't it? Revisiting our inner child and actually really feeling and asking and seeing what we need and what we need now. And I feel it's a lot about linking the two so that we are living that life now and making sure that we get our needs are met now with the help of our inner child, isn't it? It's that tuning into ourselves at that younger age and revisiting, and it's getting the chance. It's not good grammar, but I'm going to say it anyway. Getting the chance to do your childhood better. That's not good grammar, but that's how I feel, and that's almost like we do get a chance to heal wounds and really listen and really take notice and live a better life now.
Yeah, and you're rewriting the story of your life.
Yeah.
You're rewriting that story. So if you came in like myself, I came in with a lot of trauma, and there was a lot of pain, and there was a lot of things, but now today, I think this is a good time to let the audience know again, introduce ourselves to the audience.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So this is also a part of that. But when I feel like I came in with these wounds from a previous life, and I now came in this evolutionary time on the planet of ascension, that I came to put completion to all of that and move into the mastery of ascending in my own consciousness, in my own realization and truth of who I am. And then also because the planet is ascending into a higher vibrational way of living and being from the 3rd dimension to the 5th dimension. So we've been working on this for lifetimes, for a long time. But I came in with a lot to do, a lot to clear. And the fact that I'm sitting here today is a living miracle, because I never succeeded at killing myself or being killed, because both of those were being played out in my life many times. I had many interventions, and make no mistake, I know, so going back to the introduction, is where I am today as a metaphysical teacher, as the founder of the Cornelia Stephanie Media Group, a master coach. I do a lot of work on the big vision, and the big picture is the co-creator, co-creating together with you, together with the audience, together with all of the people that we're collaborating with, and that is heaven on earth.
Mm,
And,
mm,
so heaven on earth, peace on earth, uh, rebuilding the world according to the new earth, the divine feminine, in her sovereignty, in her empowerment, because we're free beings. We're not here to be enslaved. We're releasing the slavery paradigm, and we are here now. And for this time period. And we've been working at this, Nadine, for a long time,
yes, yeah, yeah, definitely.
you
More
know,
more than I even know, and I know what I've been doing. But I'm a bit like you. I really feel that there was so much before I even came into being, and I feel, I was born. There was a need for me to be born, and that might sound a bit presumptuous, but I was here for a purpose. I wasn't quite sure what it is, and I feel very much like you were saying, in our sovereignty, in our power, feeling that this is meant to be. Everything that we've gone through, everything that has happened, has brought us to where we are now, and for that I'm very grateful. And now we are sharing, like you say, co-creating. I love that.
yeah,
And
co-creators
mm,
of heaven on earth, of
mm,
whatever the inner child, where we have our needs met as the inner divine parents that are meeting the wounded child, that are meeting it with love and compassion, because we have
mm,
to be our own inner parents to parent
yes,
ourselves, to receive the love that we didn't get from our parents, uh, based on the conditioning of their time and that
mm,
time.
mm,
And when we were taught to suppress and hold in emotions and feelings, and not honor who we are and what our needs are, that just doesn't work in this day and time, because that's where the healing happens in the physical body, because the souls evolve through the emotional body, and all souls evolve through the emotional body. And if people are holding their pain, their illness, their dis-ease, their sadness,
mm,
their all the places where the suppression has taken place in the physical body, that's what causes disease. And that's why it's
yeah,
so important to really dive deep into the wounded, because into the wounded is where the light comes in and the
yeah.
love comes in, right?
Mm. Totally, totally. I think it was on one of our first chats that we had about this, and since then people have been listening, and people have been saying to me, I didn't know about the inner child work. Something I don't know. Some people have said they did know, but they haven't done it. They don't really know how to, and that's where I feel we're in this wonderful position, you and me, to be able to guide people and help them. But I've been questioning why that is, that people don't revisit their inner child and don't look inward. And a lot of it, the answers I'm getting, and for myself included, it's fear. It's actually, don't really, like you say, going back to those wounds, going back and asking questions, and actually looking into the things that maybe we put away. That it takes some courage, doesn't it, to do that? And I think it's deep work. It can be painful, but it's so, so worth it, isn't it, to revisit and get through that. So
And I love that you're having these conversations with your clients and people that
mm, mm,
asking you about this, because it's actually, when it's painful,
mm,
we have to remember, when it's painful, that's where the emotional body is, and that's all souls evolve through the emotional body. And
mm,
once we become back to neutrality and come back to a place of being neutral, where the inner child has really been loved, all the places where the inner child didn't get the needs met, because through our experiences then in our life, where the inner child is always going to come calling and come knocking, and it's going to say, when are you going to pay attention to me? When am I going to matter? What about me? When is it going to be my turn? I feel left out. I don't feel included. I don't feel heard. I don't feel valued.
yes,
All of those are all the conversations from the time times when we were a child, where we were told to be children. Children should be seen and not heard. Can
Oh,
you
yes.
imagine that?
I know. I was told that so many times, and that's how I behaved for quite a long time because I wanted to do the right thing. I wanted to make everybody happy. So if that was what I was told, that's what I did. I can't believe that because I don't do that now.
Right? Yeah. Because you've learned to honor your inner promptings. I mean, this is also the other thing. So I just want to let everyone know that when it's painful, it's like really, it's almost like when you see the door of pain, I highly recommend to go in it, to walk through the pain, and to be willing as a human being to fully go in and dive in to feel that pain,
Mm,
to feel whatever it is there, because that is where the miracle happens.
yeah.
It happens when we move through and dive into the pain and
Mm,
feel the parts that we've suppressed or ignored.
mm. It's a good message for people to hear, isn't it? Because we know that because we've done it and we continue to do it, but it is something that people are still not doing because of fear or because of uncertainty. So it's a good message for people to hear, isn't it, from you?
Yeah, and then the other thing, even now, like within the astrology, Neptune is getting ready, either has or is getting ready to turn retrograde. So again, this is going to be the spiritual self tuning in to what are the values, what
Mm,
is meaningful to you, what do you feel about yourself, where do you came from, what's going on in your life. Going into the inner life is where to get to know yourself, to get to find out who it is that you are. Because in order to be a self realized person, that can only happen with you going in to be curious about who you are.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it is that curiosity, isn't it, to want to know. I mean, at a very young age, I wanted to know why I behaved the way I behaved because I wasn't always doing things that made any sense. So that curiosity, I think, spurred me on to a lot of this because I just wanted to know why I behaved the way I did, what triggered me, the things that get you going and you just don't know what that's about. And learning about myself, I always found quite fascinating. And it's useful, isn't it, to actually just question, like you say, that curiosity. And I heard a while ago, actually, and I love it, being curious keeps you young. So
Oh yeah.
I'm keeping with that one.
Mhm. Yes, because we're not living in the fixed mindset. We are
Mm,
open to um, what else is possible.
yeah,
What else is possible?
yeah.
It's being curious and being like in the energy of the fool in the tarot deck. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's just being open. But I wanted to show everybody again.
Yes, you've got your
Uh,
lovely cuddly
my
teddy. I love that.
this is little Cornelia,
Mm,
and she has been so loved. Every time when that pain was there and the wound was coming up, this me and little Cornelia would sit together, and I would be the mama bear, and I would be, I've got you,
mm,
it's okay, I've got you, and really loving that part of myself that never had that before. And
mm,
so the part that felt, what about me? When is it going to be my turn? When are you going to listen to me? That part, And so, because the beautiful thing about that is when you do that for yourself, this is what we should have all gotten as children.
mm,
And imagine how your life would have been had you had that, and it would, where you would be today, right? So the beautiful thing, when you do this for yourself today, you now have mothered and have inner parented yourself, right?
mm,
And now you have given that love to yourself, and this is the greatest love story ever told, because the love that you give to yourself, it can't be given to you from someone that hasn't given themselves that love too.
Mm,
Does that
mm.
make sense?
Totally, totally. It's that pure, isn't it? It's so as I think we talked about before, unfiltered, not unconditional, just it's pure. It's so divine. And I think, when I saw you cuddling your little Cornelia and yeah, it's full circle, isn't it? Because you're not only being that child getting that love and care, but you're also able to be the mother giving that love and care. So
That's
you're totally in fuller circle, and it's just such a wonderful feeling. I mean, my little version of your lovely teddy bear is my little thing that I've got up on the wall. But it's again, it's me big and me little together, actually doing exactly what you just did. Not quite as warm and cuddly,
no, it's
but it
beautiful.
shows me it's a
Yeah,
symbol. And this really reminds me that we are intertwined, we're together. And it is that circle of like, we're always together and we can always love both ways, because that is the need, isn't it? It is the mother and child.
it
And it's
is.
that complete need that we need uh, probably all the time. We never grow out of it. It's never going to go away. And we're
Yeah.
giving it to ourselves from both angles, from the child and from the mother. And I just love that feeling. It's
Yeah.
really powerful, isn't it?
That's
So, yeah.
beautiful, Nadine. Yeah, and
Mm.
I love that you said, it gives you the opportunity to be a mother, because
Mm.
here's the thing, neither one of us had children.
No, and people probably don't know that about us, but no, we have that in common, don't we? So there is that. I feel, not having children myself, I haven't been able to do that naturally as a lot of people do. They heal their wounds by their parenting, don't they? And what they give to their children. And myself and you, we haven't had that opportunity. We haven't done that. But we're doing it in our own way now, aren't we? And well, we have been for a long time, but being able to do this wonderful work with ourselves and sharing it with other people, it makes me feel a little bit like I'm nurturing and I'm being a mother. And does it make you feel the same?
Yes, and I am also told by so many people that know me, that that are in my sphere of influence and the work that I do and what I'm up to, that all of my work, all of my projects, the people that I'm involved in, those are all my children.
Yeah, that is
And
the thing. It's
so
a
that's,
big,
yeah.
yeah.
And
It's
that's really a nice legacy. And it's kind of
mm,
cool that, like, because from the time I was a little girl, I remember exactly what bed I slept in. I remember exactly when I would go to bed as a little child. Like, I was probably between 9 and 11. And I would go to bed and I would cry. I would cry and I would go, "Dear God, if you do exist, if you are there, please, 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 never, ever, ever, ever give me children
mm,
until I know what to do with them,
yeah.
because I never want a child to feel what I'm feeling."
Mm,
Can you imagine a little 9-year-old girl
mm,
saying that to God, saying that
mm,
to, out of just can you imagine the empathy and compassion for,
yeah.
right?
Mm, mm. Yeah, I think to me, when I hear you say that, it makes me feel very sad for you. But then it's not really sad because it's your insight. It's quite forward thinking, actually, isn't it? This was your desire
Yeah.
to not have that until you had learnt maybe more, till you could do it things in the way that you wanted to, which I like to think now you can. You're doing it in your own way, in your own time, aren't you? But to have that insight at that young age, powerful, very powerful.
Well, yeah, and that's really, and I know that there's a lot of people that had that insight, but they didn't pay attention to it. They
Mm,
didn't,
mm,
they didn't, uh, listen to it. But if you track back your childhood and look at how you've been guided by your inner self, the whole world is an illusion. It's, hard to say when you see all the war and everything going on out there, and you see all the crap and all the bullshit and everything
mm,
that's going
mm.
on. But the bottom line is that the whole world is an inside job, and that
Yeah,
we first have to heal all of the wounded, broken parts within ourselves, and heal the war that is going on within our own
yeah,
consciousness.
Inside, yeah, it's us, isn't it? Start with you, isn't it? It's always start with you.
It always, yeah, because it's, I mean, many of the masters that have come before have said it, be the change that you want to see in the world.
Yes.
um, you know, be the change that you want to see in the world. I would add, Gandhi said that, I would add, be the love that you want to see in the world, be the love
Yeah.
that you want to see in the world. And to love, to really, truly love, to love the inner child takes
Mm.
so much courage.
Yeah.
So
It
that
does.
especially as an adult, because as an adult, we've learned how to numb our pain with our addictions. And so,
Mm.
okay, yeah, I need a drink, or I need this, I need food, or I need this shopping, or I need this sexual porn, or I need this in order to take care of my pain, so that you can avoid the feelings.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the whole part about love, when we really allow our ability, our human ability that everyone has inside of them, they don't have to go anywhere, it's already there. When we allow our human ability to really truly love love all over us, love us fully and wholly and complete, to
Mm.
be loved like God loves us, like the universe loves us, like source loves us, whatever you call that higher power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because again, I don't want to trigger people into whatever the conditioning was, because we know that on a religious scale, there was a lot of wrongdoing that was going on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, so there's all of that. But coming back to the softness of the inner child,
Mm.
and the softness of your love for yourself,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is where the deep work begins. And once you know how to truly, truly love yourself, then you're going to give that love out to others,
Mm.
not from a depleted state, from a place of, not from a state of resentment, or from a place of like, I need this, because you have been given it. You are
Yeah.
being given it. You are giving it
Mm.
to yourself.
Yeah.
And one of my big visions in the future, as we're building more sustainable foundations, and as the old world crumbles right before us, structures that are no longer supporting us coming down, and that are not part of our sovereign, in harmony with nature, foundations, that in the school systems, in the upcoming school systems moving forward in 2021, 2022, 2023, and moving forward, that love is taught in all school systems as a
Mm.
basic requirement, as is reading,
Yeah.
as is math. You
Mm.
were a teacher.
I was a nursery school teacher, which I think you call kindergarten, do you? The little 4 to
Yeah.
5-year-olds, yeah. And just as you were saying that, I was thinking, yes, you're so right. On the curriculum needs to be the
Love.
self-love, the self-care, the tuning in, because children have it naturally, little children have it naturally. And unfortunately, the education system that I was part of taught children not to have that, to push that away and get much more inside their head and be intellectual and get on with their studies and their learning, and actually coming out of their heart, coming out of their true feelings. And it made me really sad to keep seeing that, but it was the system. It is the system.
That's
So
the
again,
that's the
that's a
system.
change. Yeah. Mm.
That's the system that has to crumble, and that's the
Exactly.
system that
It's
has
got
to
to
grow.
change.
And that's why
Mm.
we, the people, the sovereign people, the people that are empowered, our children are our future. And so
Exactly.
now we made a huge mess, because
Mm.
we've given our power away to the governments, to
Mm.
all the societies out there that said this is how it is. And then you send your kids to a school system
Mm. Mm.
that isn't supporting your child to the best of what your values are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
many teachers, that are in school systems, left the systems, because even though after they had spent years and years and years in that system, and left because they just could not stay with it any longer, because they
Mm.
see the repetitive, controlling, manipulating, non-connective way that kids are being raised,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
in society today. And then we have that as an issue, and then we have the kids being on the phones and
Oh, yeah.
the games and all of that.
Yeah.
So, when we make it a point to bring love to the fore as the healing agent, the solve that it is,
Yeah.
and talk about it and teach the kids of today that love is the force that has the ability to heal all wounds, that's where to begin.
Totally. And that is exactly, what we're talking about, isn't it? Tuning into ourselves, into that love, and then it naturally comes out of us as well, doesn't it? So every decision is made in that lovely state, and you said earlier about the soft, I love that word soft, the softness. And I think, this work is so much, it's softening, isn't it? I think you've said before, it's true, it's soft, it's intuitive. And that is exactly what we need to be, spending our time in that state and
Yeah.
making our decisions from that wonderful place, and not from fear, not from hate, but from love.
Yeah.
And it makes such a difference, doesn't it? And it all starts with number one, starts with us, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, and it's beautiful because in this video, when you see the video, beloved audience, I'm going to post a link there for my 21-day practice, the 21-day challenge, and that is really to tune into yourself and to love yourself and to not think negatively of yourself. We're going to put the link below. Nadine, you took the 21-day challenge.
Yes, and it really does get you in tune with that, because you do, you guide people through, don't you, every day. And if you choose to do it first thing in the morning, like I did every day for 21 days and more, because I repeated a lot of it. But actually, it's so perfect because it does exactly what we've just been talking about. It shows you the way and it guides you, and you just follow that path, tuning into you, choosing love, choosing, feeling your power. And you start every day that way, which how better can you start your day? So it's perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Because, the goal with all of that is to impact 1 million people in that practice of self-love. So imagine if 1 million people that have not loved themselves free and that haven't loved their inner child and that are still in pain in their emotional body, what will the world be like when all of those, just a million people more
just a million.
Just a million, that would be great.
It will have an impact, won't it? Without a doubt. And this is the thing, if everybody does it, not just a million, everybody does it, what a difference.
I want to say it's only $21, for heavens to Betsy's sake. $21 is nothing compared to the value of what you're going to receive. So we're going to put the link below. And then I want to let the audience know, the people that are watching you from around the globe and the people that you are influencing over there in England. You have a lot of client work, people that you see on a regular basis, and let us give them your social media handles to where they can get in contact with you, because you're doing good work, Nadine.
Thank you so much. Yes, I do what I call the Calmer Self method. That's what I teach and I guide people through. And a lot of what we've just talked about, we cover in my method. It's a 6-step program, and it covers tuning in. I teach people how to get out of their busy head into their heart, to get focus and clarity, make their decisions, choose their path, by actually making decisions from that lovely heart space, not from our busy head. And as I said before, not from fear, not from hate. So that's part of my Calmer Self method. So yes, Calmer Self on YouTube is a good place to look. There's lots of little examples of what I do. So yes, if people want to look.
Calmer Self on YouTube. Yeah, that's really good.
That's the best place to go to, isn't it?
The other thing to do is subscribe to this YouTube channel, Kornelia Stephanie YouTube. We love it when you subscribe to the channel, because that's how the algorithm is going to help, get us to share it more out. And when you can listen to this podcast all over to your favorite podcast app as well. And very soon, we're going to have the Kornelia Stephanie Media app. It's going to be
so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. What we're going to be doing then is we're going to be telling you, download the app. So that should be launched, sometime mid-August. I'm like ridiculously excited about.
It is exciting, yes. So
and you're going to be part of that. You are part of that. So
I know. It is. Yeah, I have no clue how it all works, but I know you will guide me in all of that, and I'm so excited to be part of it. It's brilliant.
Thank you so much, Nadine. Thanks so much for showing up and for shining, being bright, being courageous, shining your bright light. And what was it? What was your the name of your ego?
Oh, stop showing off, wasn't it?
Yeah. Show off, Nadine.
And we turned it around, didn't we? And I said, I'm going to shine, didn't I? We turned it around. So
we turned it around. So,
yes.
when the name of the ego says, stop showing off, or my ego is, what about me?
Yeah.
It's all about me.
It's all about you. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how we turn it around, isn't it? And that's what we want everybody to be able to do, isn't it? Turn it around. So
turn it around, have fun, get into yourself, love yourself like crazy, love yourself like crazy. This is the best relationship you're ever going to have with anyone, is the relationship that you have with yourself, with your divine, with your higher self, with your source self, with your soul self. This is the best relationship. And once you nurture that relationship, bring that relationship to everything you relate with.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? Yeah. Exactly.
Well, thank you everyone for listening, for tuning in. We'll see you again next time. Nadine.
Thank you so much. Love chatting to you.
Love you. Okay, we're going to go. All right.